I'm Barbara McMillen, by the way, and I want to welcome you to the Dallas Songwriters 32nd Annual Song Contest Awards. We are so happy to have you tune in from Facebook land, or you may be watching this from YouTube at a later date. Wherever you are, we are so happy that you are watching, and we have a really big treat in store for you today. Wow, we have gone out to the universe and gathered all the bright stars. Our performers today are semifinalists from our international contest and from our Young Songwriters contest. Our presenters are the DSA directors and our category judges. Again this year, we've had an enormous response and entries, resulting in a great number of really, really good semifinalists. Our performers are coming from you all over the world thanks to the technology of Zoom and our wizards behind the screen, Harri Hewlett and Troy Inslee. Since learning to perform over Zoom during the COVID shutdown, we continued some of our programs virtually and thought it was a good fit for our international contest because it's a wonderful thing that our performers can all from all over can join us today without getting on a plane, because boy do we know that's a little risky these days. Before we start, I want to tell you just a little bit about DSA. In case you didn't know, Dallas Songwriters Association has been around since 1987, and in 1990 we became a nonprofit educational association with a mission to provide information about the craft and business of songwriting. We are an active group with 6 regularly scheduled monthly events, including our monthly meeting and workshop, our virtual open mic every Wednesday, and in person, our open mic at Love and War. And of course, we have numerous special events throughout the year. You will hear more details on all of these programs from our other directors later on in the program. We publish a bi-monthly newsletter, Songwriters Notes, and we have developed 4 song contests, which I'm going to tell you about those right now. We hold these contests to provide a benchmark for competency. We have a quarterly lyric contest, the Best Songs of the Meetings Critique contest, our annual International Song Contest, which is one of the longest running amateur song contests, now in its 32nd year. And we are in our 3rd year of a new program, the 18 and under Young Songwriters Contest. So we have great opportunities to reward these great songwriters. So this past summer, we've been searching and searching for the best songs. And today you will have the opportunity to hear some incredible singer-songwriters performing their original songs. So let's get started with our Young Songwriters Contest. First up is Joli Hope performing Broken People from the college dorm at Belmont College.
Hey y'all, as she said, I'm Joli Hope. I am currently in my dorm room, if you can't tell by the fluorescent lighting right now. And yeah, this song is super special to me. I sang it at my high school graduation. And it was kind of about how the world saw my brain as different and that was bad, and saw that as kind of broken. And I wrote this song as a way to say that just because the world thinks you're broken doesn't mean you are. So this is my original, Broken People. Everybody's dealt a card and life to play, holding it together so we don't fade away. You're not the only one who falls most days. Everybody's got them down, they gotta face, and we are just broken parts of broken people. We need a little love in a world gone evil. I know everybody cries and loses hope. The journey isn't always easy, cracks in the road. Not the only one who's dreaming and getting knows a fire within you, you just can't let go. We are just broken parts of broken people. We need a little love in a world gone evil. I know, yeah, that I'm not alone. We are just broken parts and broken people. We need a little love in a world gone evil. I know, yeah, that I'm not alone.
All right. Well, that was just wonderful, Joli. Thank you. And so good to see you again.
Good to see y'all too.
Up next is a Young Songwriters Contest winner, semifinalist all the way from Corpus Christi, Texas. Please welcome Emma James performing her song, If This Guitar Could Talk.
Hey y'all, my name is Emma James, like she said, and this song is the song that I entered into this contest, and it's about, as a musician, like our instruments hear so much of us, you know, like they hear the things that nobody else will hear, so that's what this song is about. I hope y'all enjoy. This guitar could talk, all the things she'd say about me, the things she'd say about the people I hate, secrets of my heartbreak, when life was more than I could take. Pour myself into these songs so that I don't shatter when I fall. Maybe I spent too much time talking to myself in melody and rhyme. If this guitar could talk, what would you think of me if you knew everything? Is it more than broken strings and dreams, or is it a part of me? Am I crazy to think that if this guitar could talk, you'd still stay with me? She was always there when no one else really cared. When there's nothing I can do, she's the one I pour my heart out to. I spend most of my time sitting by myself, right we'll just have to wait and see. Wait and see. If this guitar could talk, what would you think of me if you knew everything? Is it more than broken strings and dreams? Or is it a part of me? Am I crazy to think that if this guitar could talk, you'd still stay with me? Yeah, if this guitar could talk, would you still stay with me? Thank y'all.
All right, that was wonderful. I mean, you have a lot of talent. Oh boy. Okay, so let me tell you who the semifinalists were. We had Always the One by Emma James, Corpus Christi, Texas. Broken People by Joli Hope Ryman, Dallas, Texas. If This Guitar Could Talk by Emma James, Corpus Christi, Texas. And Someday by Evan Huang, Dallas, Texas. And the winners are number 3, third place, Someday by Evan Huang, Dallas, Texas.
Someday, someday, I'll see you once again. Someday, someday, you'll always be my friend.
And the second place is If This Guitar Could Talk by Emma James, Corpus Christi, Texas.
If this guitar could talk, what would you think of me if you knew everything? Is it more than broken strings and dreams? Or is it a part of me? Am I crazy to think that if this guitar could talk, you'd still stay with me?
All right. And the winner of the Dallas Songwriters Young Songwriters Contest is Broken People by Joli Hope, Dallas, Texas.
Girl, we are just broken parts, broken people. We need a little love. World gone evil. I know that I'm not alone.
Right. Very good. So, can we get Joli up on the screen here? Is she still on? I hope.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, let's get you on the screen. So, Joli, you applied to Dallas Songwriters last summer.
Yes.
For a scholarship, and we are awarding you a $500 scholarship to help with your studies at music studies at Belmont College.
That's amazing. Thank you guys so much.
You're very welcome. Very well deserved. So good luck with that, and I know that won't go very far, but it'll help with books and stuff like that, and every little bit helps. So I want to tell everybody out there, and Emma, I want to tell you that when you get ready to go to college, if you do any young person who is studying music at a college, you can apply to Dallas Songwriters for the $500 scholarship. and Emma will boot you up to the front of the line. So when you get ready to go to college, if you're going to study music, go to Dallas Songwriters page and or just get in touch with me, and I'll send you a form to fill out, and we'll see if we can get you a scholarship. Okay?
Thank you.
All righty. Great. All right. So, wow, I mean, we love to mentor young people. It is just, I mean, I'm tearing up right now because, you know, us older folks here at Dallas Songwriters, we have a lot of experience, and we need to share that with the young people. And so we love to recognize the performing and songwriting talent of our young artists by presenting the certificates and then the scholarship for Joli. Okay, so next up is I'm going to tell you a little bit about our annual international song contest. And this one, you know, is the one with the 8 categories. So we're going to move on to our 8 categories. DSA offers $5,000 in prizes with winners in each of 8 categories plus 3 grand prize winners. Our judges in each category are industry pros who use a standardized critique form rating from 1 to 10 in the 6 elements of a song: hook, melody, lyric, structure, originality, and truth. So our prizes for those categories are: the first place in each category receives $100 and a 1-year Broad Jam film and TV membership, a $99.95 value. Our second place winners in each category receive $50 cash and a 1-year Broad Jam film and TV membership, a $99.95 value. And then every winner receives a DSA membership, a value of $75 for 1 year. So next up, we have some more great talent, some of our stars. He's been playing live music in Kemah, Seabrook, League City, and the greater Houston area since the early 1990s, with various local bands or accompanying various local artists. He's a multi-talent who plays acoustic and electric guitar, 6 and 12 string, some harp, and backing or lead vocals. His musical style ranges from pop to rock to country to folk and Americana. Please welcome Americana semifinalist all the way from Katy, Texas, Rick Valente, performing That's Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
We hear you great.
All right. Good afternoon. I'm Rick Valente. I see a lot of friends from DSA here, and I got to say I'm honored to be here with everyone. And I can't say enough about the benefits and the fellowship DSA brings to all of us, and especially to me as a selfish comment. This song is a simple statement about relationships, some of which don't always go as we'd hoped. Often when that happens, it tends to be best to accept the reality and move on, which is not always easy, but always remember that's okay. So here we go. It's been quite some time since not much has been said. Even longer, I recall, since I slept in your bed. So much shared behind us, the road empty ahead. Kinda sad, but then that's okay. It was fun while it lasted, and it's sure a damn shame. All the misunderstandings, truly no one's to blame. Just wish we could go back All things being the same, generally speaking, well, I guess that's okay. Last summer in Austin, you said you'd be mine, 'neath a full Texas moon, sipping hill country wine. But nothing is forever, I think by design seems that way. Well, honey, I guess that's okay. To get one more chance, a second time around, to be there beside you, to lay my head down on your heart, in your hands, hear your sweet loving sound. Not likely, but I guess that's okay. Thought I'd write you this song, thinking maybe you'd stay. My heart feels so empty, but I'm trying to say, I wish I could undo all that got in the way. Wishful thinking, oh yeah. Well, honey, I guess that's okay. Last summer in Austin, you said you'd be mine. Maybe I was mistaken, but it seemed things were fine. We were love-struck amigos, but things change over time, seems that way. Well, honey, I guess that's okay. Well, nothing is forever, I guess by design seems that way. Well, honey, I guess that's okay. Thank you.
Good job, Rick.
All right, that was wonderful. I love hearing your songs, Rick.
Thank
You're great. Well, I'm going to present a special award now, and DSA is honoring Charles Carter again this year. Hopefully, he's over there on Facebook watching the stream, with a special award for having the most nominated songs in the semifinalist for the 4th year in a row. So he had 32 nominated songs this year. Incredible. So, so Charles, congratulations out there on Facebook again this year for all of those wonderful songs that made the semifinalist. And here's how his certificate reads, if you can't read it. It says, DSA certifies that Charles E. Carter is the winner of the Charles E. Carter Most Nominated Songs Award in 2022, in the 2022 DSA Song Contest. So that's wonderful, Charles. We love you, buddy. Great songwriter. All right, so our next performer is, well, his father originally came from Iowa as a farm laborer came from Kentucky as a farm laborer. He was an orphan, and he became a truck driver by day and a musician by night in all the honky-tonks. So that's how our performer came to love country, bluegrass, and gospel, thanks to his father. During the 27 years that our performer lived in Colorado, the love of music drew him to hang out at the Raven Music Studios in Inglewood, Colorado, with some fun and talented musicians, all the while he began developing his songwriting skills. He writes about his life experiences as evidenced by his song, Our Heroes. a subject drawn from the fact that his mother came from a large family with 6 brothers and 6 sisters, and all of those uncles served in the military, as well as his dad and his brother. So here to perform his nominated song, Our Heroes, from the Americana category, a semifinalist from the Americana category, is Kent Strong. He now lives in Chandler, Arizona. Hey there, Kent. You need to unmute. Unmute yourself, Kent. Unmute. Unmute. You're still not mute. You're still muted, Kent.
Kent.
Kent, can you
are
unmute?
muted.
There you go. Here we go. Yeah, we're almost there. I love your backdrop.
Hey, thank you. Can you hear
There
me?
we go. Yes,
Can you
we
see
can
me?
hear you great. We can see
All
you
right.
great.
Hey,
And-
Barb, I wanted to set the scene here with this flag. And I don't know if I shared this with you, but I was fortunate enough to be born on the 4th of July, a little celebration. In fact, this shirt is a birthday gift from our son, Matt, for my birthday. And if that isn't enough, Allison, our daughter, her husband, Eric, he was born on the 4th of July. So I guess we were kind of born to celebrate a little bit. I actually recorded this song without vocals in the Raven studio, and Ernie Martinez laid down the instrumental tracks, and Amy Nugent added some really nice harmony. And it's a song of a celebration of our heroes, and our heroes are our military men, and obviously our veterans, and God bless them all. And so I actually brought the music here in this little box all the way from Colorado. And let's see if we can get this machine started up here, okay?
Great.
Time.
All right, sounded good there.
That's our flag we call Old Glory. It's our history that tells our story about our heroes that fought and died for our freedom, for a better life. That's why we stand thanking God for our heroes we dearly love. That's why we stand thanking God for our freedom they fought and won. Our heroes, our military men and women, our veterans. Thank God and God bless them. Red, white, and blue, we love those colors. They stand for our love for each other. And our heroes that fought and died for our freedom, for a better life. Freedom to dance. Don't have to know.
Dearly love, why we stand.
Woo! 4th of July. Celebrate. If there's one thing that binds us together, it's our flag, flying high forever. With our heroes that fought and died for our freedom, for a better life. That's why we stand thanking God for our heroes we dearly love. That's why we stand thanking God freedom, they fought and won. For our freedom, they fought and won. For our freedom, they fought and won. God bless our veterans, our military men and women, for our freedom. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that song, Kent. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
That was really good. All right. All right, so our next performer has long been affiliated with DSA. He has won many awards from us through the years. He is also featured in the Great American Song Hall of Fame and is known for his award-winning original acoustic songs with the kind of lyrics that make Nashville writers salivate. NSAI named him the one to watch. Here to perform his Americana category nominated song is his Americana nominated song Cheap as a Kiss, co-written with Eric Ramsey. Please welcome Michael R.J. Roth, all the way from Panama City, Florida.
Can I interrupt before you start? Be sure, everyone, that you're muted. Kent, I think you may be. Oh, you're sorry. My mistake.
I just muted him. That's all right.
All right. Thank you, Barbara. Barbie, I guess.
You're welcome, Michael. Good to see you, as always.
Yeah, same here.
I guess the weather is a little better for you than for Harri out there in Marin
Yeah, I
County.
think it's a lot better for me. I think Harry's got the brunt of the bad weather today.
Did
We
y'all
just
get
got-
the tornadoes like Alabama got, or
They
missed you?
they missed us this time,
That's good.
which was nice. Yeah. But speaking of wind, so here's Cheap as a Kiss, and this is Eric Ramsey Light. Eric wrote the music of this, and it's always a challenge for me to learn his fingerings, but they're not that hard. But anyway, and he also sings a lot prettier than I do. So, but so you're not getting the full brunt of the song, but you'll get my drag through the dirt.
Michael, don't set up the audience to. You are wonderful. You
Oh,
are
yeah, right.
wonderful.
I
We
know.
don't believe any of that. So
I know.
let's hear it, buddy.
Thanks. I don't trust the wind. It caresses like a lover, then slaps you in the face, knocks you over with disgust. You think you'll fly away someplace, but it treats you just like dust. I don't trust the wind. I don't trust the sun. They'll find your bones in scattered clothes where the wind has blown them. In the dust of desert mornings, you went looking for the light. You didn't know where you were going. Love's cheap as a kiss, as blood left on the cotton. Fog on a wounded night, alibis of the misbegotten. No one knows what love is till it walks off in the mist, and you are left forgotten. I don't trust the rain. You pray for it to wash away your conscience and your shame, as if it cared about your pain. until you see the flood of ruin. You don't know what rain can do. Love's cheap as a kiss, has blood left on the cotton. Fog on a wounded night, alibis of the misbegotten. No one knows what love is till it walks off in the mist, and you are left forgotten. Yeah, you are left forgotten. Thank you. All right,
Michael,
yeah,
that was wonderful. I know that you say that Eric Ramsey, he normally sings that song, but you did a great job.
well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
That was wonderful. We had Eric on last year, but he couldn't make it this year, and I'm so glad that you were able to sing that for us. That's wonderful. And your other buddy, that your other co-writer, is up next. Yeah. Oh, so after seeing his first song recorded and published by Boo Oyster Cult in 1972. Wow, what a credit. Harri Wolf launched a 50-year career as a singer-songwriter. He lives and works and performs in Marin County, north of San Francisco, where he's known for his West Texas storytelling style and his Bronx, New York delivery. A longtime collaborator with Michael Roth, he shared honorable mention in the 2003 American Songwriter Magazine competition and the first prize in the fall 2019 DSA lyric competition for their song Ashes in Paradise. Please welcome, all the way from Novato, California, award-winning songwriter and Americana semifinalist Harri Wolf, here to perform No Love Lost Cafe, co-written by Michael Roth.
Hi, everybody. The song was triggered by observations I made at an open mic in Seattle, Washington. The scene there reminded me somewhat of the Star Wars bar scene, if you remember that original scene back there that blew everybody away.
Yeah, I truly love this song, Harry. I'm just totally in love with this song.
Well, thank you. Now, I've disclaimer, I've had the flu all week, so I'm going to sound a lot more like Michael than I do me today. But I really wanted to be here today, and I'm so happy about it.
Well,
so,
thank you for coming in your illness and singing for us, so we really appreciate it.
It's the rain's fault.
I hear it in the background,
I don't trust
too.
the rain. You hear that okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Service around here tonight is getting kind of slow. The singer's preaching something about making his way home. The gathered congregation is only killing time. They're strutting around like a massacre of crows. There's an open mic today at the No Love Lost Cafe. Folks you never heard of, singing songs nobody hears. There's more that I could say about the No Love Lost Cafe. Walls filled with echoes, the heartaches and tears. Now Jasper's trying to pick his Martin guitar clean. Melodies that tear the passion from his bones, leaving remnants of a life somewhere in between, clearing out his mind and discovering his soul. Priscilla's never been one to be a long-term bride. Songs have always been her favorite currency. Love would mean much more if she could just survive on change tossed in a tip jar. As a courtesy, there's an open mic today at the No Love Lost Cafe. Folks you never heard of, singing songs nobody hears. There's more that I could say about the No Love Lost Cafe. The walls filled with echoes, the heartaches and the tears. The guy now at the microphone seems to be running out of rope. I've been hanging around alone. Time to step out for a smoke. I got a burning in my britches, setting fire to the earth, where a crumpled dollar bill's the only measure of my worth. There's an open mic today at the No Love Lost Cafe. Folks you never heard of, singing songs nobody hears. There's more that I could say about the No Love Lost Cafe. The walls filled with echoes, the heartaches and the tears. There's an open mic today at the No Love Lost Cafe. Folks you never heard of, singing songs nobody hears. There's more that I could say about the No Love Lost Cafe. The walls filled with echoes, heartaches and the
There's a fine line between comedy and tragedy in that song.
Oh, you got that one.
All right. I love that song. It's just touches me. Thank you so much, Harry. That was just wonderful. Please don't float away. Hang in there.
Okay.
Well, it's time for me to take a break here a little bit from the presenter's spotlight and bring in another presenter, one of our past board of directors. He was born and raised in Davenport, Iowa, on the Mississippi. He graduated from the University of Iowa with a double degree in journalism and English. His extensive career as a journalist garnered him recognition as a finalist for the 1989 Pulitzer Prize in newspaper feature writing. And he's been recognized in 2 book projects. So the seeds of his music career began when an older brother joined the Capitol Records Club. I remember those records clubs. And his brother ordered an electric guitar and amp that he picked up when his brother wasn't looking. And so the songwriting began in high school and flourished in the 1970s with a band called Rural Route 3. In the 1980s, his newspaper career began to demand more time, so that his songwriting took second place. But then between 1994 and 2000, as he visited Nashville to do interviews for the Country America magazine, he began to write again. So please welcome former DSA board member Bob Ehrlich.
Okay.
Ehlert.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hear you great, Bob. How
it's
are you today?
Great. It's a good thing because life is what happens when you had other plans. And there was a 4-man landscaping crew right outside my window. And they with their blowers and mowers, they just knocked off. So
yeah, that's the way it works. But good. I'm glad they're gone. Thank goodness for that. So you're going to tell us a little bit about our category judge, and then you're going to announce our semifinalists and winners.
Yes. I happened to meet Roxy Copeland on Twitter a few months back, and we kind of entertained each other a few times on there, and I got to thinking, I knew she was a songwriter down in Austin and that she was doing quite well for herself, and I asked her if she'd come and appear at one of our board meetings and participate perhaps in our song critiques and whatnot. And she said she would. And we discovered a really talented person. And she's kind of become a social media friend since then. So Roxy is a classically trained musician with a love for great songwriting. Her innovative sound is forged at the crossroads of Americana, roots, and jazz. She has won numerous awards for her songwriting in various competitions, including Song Door, Unsigned Only, and International Songwriting Competition. She stays busy performing at the Fairmont and Austin Bergstrom International Airport. We thank Roxy for her time and expertise, and if you get a chance, she's got a video out there that you can find pretty easily. It's called I Come From Crazy. It's a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. So I was the screener for the Americana semifinalist, which Roxy later judged. And among them, I'm going to go through the list here. A Better Man by Mike Ryan of Clifton, Virginia. A Vagabond Wind by Andrew Wolf, Washington, D.C. Blackberries by Brent Funkhauser, Reston, Virginia. Cheap as a Kiss by Eric Ramsey and Michael Roth. Where did I just hear that? From Scottsdale. Fishing on the Guff by Don Wall from Nashville. He's a well-known to everybody here at DSA. Folsom by Charles Carter of Dallas. I Want to Ride Horses by Steve Ledford of Garland. Love in a Sleeping Bag by Don Wall, who's now in Nashville. Maybe All Men Could Be Free by Louis Kate and Dawn DeGeer from Alexandria. Men Hurt Too by Steve Ledford of Garland. No Love Lost Cafe by Harry Wolf and Michael Roth, which we just heard. Our Heroes by Kent Strong, who just entertained us from Arizona. Painted Sky Cafe by Andrew Wolf of Washington, D.C. Screen Door, Timothy Williams and Sarah Geis from St. Simons Island, Georgia. Skin Time by Rio King and Melinda Cannon of Plano. Slow Road by Don Wall of Nashville. That's Okay by Rick Valente of Katy, who entertained us earlier. The Wolf by Bob Stump of Toqe, New York. Hope I pronounced that right. So I've got the winners right here in front of me, and I'm going to tell you right now, geographically, they're neighbors. So I'm going to start off with the third place winner, Painted Sky Cafe by Andrew Wolf.
I can still hear on the jukebox old Hank singing Lost Highway at the Painted Sky Cafe. Got a real world education from the folks there every day at the Painted Sky Cafe.
All right then, Roxy's second place winner is from right down the road in Alexandria, Virginia. And it's a duo by Louis Cate and Dawn DeGrees called Maybe All Men Could Be Free.
His memory walk over me, just like the pouring rain. When I reached up and touched your daddy's name.
That's a moving tune. But the winner that Roxy Copeland picked is another one by Andrew Wolf of Washington, D.C. So all these folks live within a few miles of each other. It's called A Vagabond Wind.
Now the vagabond wind is howling. I can hear their siren song calling out to this old man. Time for moving on. Gonna wait here on the front porch for my angel to check in.
Thanks, Roxy, for your work in that Americana category. And now I want to introduce someone who's going to join us here in a second. It's Kevin Toqe. As a singer, songwriter, and producer who grew up in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area, he didn't have to look far to find external inspiration and purpose to write. Over time, his experiences knowing Jesus served to ground him further with internal inspiration. Now living in Bluffton, South Carolina, with his spicy wife and 2 children, he continues to explore life and purpose through the art of songwriting. Please welcome Christian inspirational semifinalist Kevin Toqe performing Holding On, co-written by Hope Toqe and Andrew Sanders.
Hey guys, good to be here with you. Some of the backstory on this song is that the other co-writer, Andrew Sanders, when my mom was battling stage 3 cancer, and then she passed away several months ago. That was several months after that. This was all about 4 or 5 years ago. My friend Andrew had written this song just in the middle of how, during the time when it was just the toughest. And he shared the song with me later, and we all got to finish it together. So this is called Holding On. Didn't know life could stay as hard. It feels longer every passing day. I'm a body of scars now, wearing marks of the loss and pain. Some wounds are self-inflicted, some are carved in by friends and foes. They say time heals all wounds, yeah, that's a bitter pill I can't swallow. So I'm holding on to the promise you made me, to the weary and troubled soul. So come your way, and I'll find in my pain you give rest to the broken heart. People ask how you do, and I know that all seem well, but I'm not from just feeling. Sometimes, man, I can barely tell. It's been a while since I felt right,
breathe in and out, I remind myself. So I'm holding on to the promise you made me, to the weary and troubled soul, to come your way and no finding my pain. You give rest to the broken heart. From this place I can't see how this could turn out for any good. That's the promise you made me. My God, how I need it now. I'm holding on to all that you say, to the weary and the troubled soul, to come your way and to find in my pain. You give rest to the broken heart. I'm holding on to all that you say, to the weary and the troubled soul, to come your way and no finding my pain. You give rest to the broken heart, to come your way and no finding my pain. You give rest to the broken heart.
Wow, Kevin, that really touches my heart. That is just amazing. That is wonderful.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me share.
Yes, beautiful.
I'm
Okay,
going to hand off here now to a colleague and a really fun guy that helps manage our showcases on Wednesday night, which you're all welcome to join. That's where we trade songs and just have some great musical fellowship, and you all ought to join whenever you can. It's a Zoom presentation like this. So our next presenter, Bill Martin, grew up in Colorado and came to Dallas in 1980. After working at the Dallas Park and Recreation Department for 22 years in playground maintenance and athletic fields to support his family, he has turned to developing his musical abilities at a faster pace. He's an accomplished guitarist who performs covers along with his original songs. One of his favorite quotes is, "For God did not give me a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind." Please welcome DSA Showcase Director, Bill Martin.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. I am going to be telling you a little bit about our Zoom meetings. They occur on Wednesdays from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock every Wednesday. You can get, should I tell the ID number now for everybody, or? At any rate, we've been doing this for some time, ever since we stopped playing live. However, we do play live at Love and War in Texas from 7 until 9 every fourth Thursday of the month. Love and War in Texas is on I-75 and Plano Parkway, and it's, again, live. Be sure to bring your own microphone. We have the Dallas Songwriters Hall of Fame is one of the things we do. We also did Christmas at Cottonwood Market a little bit before Christmas. A lot of our DSA members did Christmas songs. Wild Dog is coming up. I'll let Bobby talk about that at a convenient time. Deep Ellum and Wildflower are coming up. Let's see here. My notes tell me that Deep Ellum will be in April, and Sons of Herman Sunstock will be in August. A Wildflower will be in May, and Blue Christmas in July will be in July. At any rate, have I missed anything? I guess, is it now time for me to introduce Dorinda Duncan and Bobby Smilt, who will be doing who did the judging for the Christian and inspirational songs. Welcome, Dorinda and Bobby.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Let me give a little introduction for them. Bobby Smith is an author and gospel producer, and he traveled the road for many years with Christian artist Dion, but has now switched his creative talent to fiction writing with his novel Downline, a gripping tale of the world of multi-level marketing. And Dorinda Duncan Smith is a songwriter who has performed across the U.S., most notably at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville. Former recording artist with Capitol Records, she is currently cutting a Christian album with Bobby producing. So please welcome Dorinda and Duncan and Bobby Smith.
Hey there.
Hello.
Hi, girlfriend.
Hi, sweetheart. We are so honored to be judges again this year. We love doing this. We love the music. And I'm going to read the contestants that were in the last place. All Right With Me by Lady Dang, Vista, California. Don't Forget You're a Child of God by John Ludwig in Tinley Park, Illinois. Drift Away by Jamaican Kilmarnock Aisher, United Kingdom. Graffiti My Heart by Lewis Kate, Alexandria, Virginia. High Hopes by Gray Gherkin, Richmond, Virginia. Holding On by Kevin Toqe, Hope Toqe, and Andrew Sanders, Bluffton, South Carolina. How Can You Love Me Now by Steve Ledford, Garland, Texas. It's a Beautiful Day by Tanisha Menifee. Just Look at Me by Rebecca Dopert, Oregon, Wisconsin. The Great I Am by Rachel Hughes and Rachel Sarah, Danbury, Wisconsin. The High Pasture in the Shadow of the Rockies by Mark Patterson, Plano, Texas. And What Does It Profit a Man by Angie LaDuke, San Bernardino, California.
And beginning with our third place contestant, Graffiti My Heart by Lewis Kate, Alexandria, Virginia. Taking second place.
Wait a second,
All
Bobby.
Right With
Bobby,
Me.
hold on.
Yes.
Wait. Okay, you forgot to do the honorable mention. Okay?
Oh.
So there is an honorable mention. Don't Forget You're a Child of God by John Ludwig, Tinley Park, Illinois. And we'll wait for an audio clip on that.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, now go ahead. Say number 3 again.
Yes, number 3, Graffiti My Heart by Lewis Kate, Alexandria, Virginia.
Graffiti my heart, tattoo my soul, stigmata, make it clear how I flow. Give my heart a kickstart, let it roll. Don't know where love ends, this is where it starts. Graffiti my heart.
Yes. And number 2, All Right With Me by Lady Dang, Vista, California.
You made it all right, yeah, all right. You made it all right with me. It's all right.
Yeah, and I just want to tell you that Dorinda and I agonized this year. I mean, we agonized. We listened to the songs over and over again, and it was really close. So I just want you to know that. And coming in at number 1 was "Holding On" by Kevin Toqe.
So I'm holding on to the promise you made me, to the weary troubled soul to come your way, and I'll find in my pain you give rest to the broken heart.
Can we get
Really good stuff.
Congratulations.
That's great. Can we get Kevin on the screen so we can give him big accolades, everybody? Kevin, wonderful job, Kevin. That is a beautiful song. We love it. Thank you so much. You're a winner for sure. Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And you had a co-writer on that song as well, Andrews Sanders. Is that correct?
Yes, Andrew, and then my wife Hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And your wife Hope. So we want to be sure and give them some credit for that too. Thank you so much. And Dorinda and Bobby, thank you so much for being our judges this year and coming on and being part. We love to have you on our program. You're just great. Thank you for being a part of it.
Okay.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody.
Dorinda and Bobby.
I'm going to move on to our next performer. And growing up in Victoria, Texas, his influences were classical music, the Beatles, and other British bands. As a musician, he cut his teeth playing in the college jazz band and a retro swing band and numerous rock bands, finally joining the Drifters, who became the #1 band in South Texas. Later, Wayne moved to Austin to join an all-original band called the Stripes and co-founded Music Lane Recording with his brother. They recorded hundreds of Austin bands. During that time, he also founded a software company with a nationwide customer base. He has written and recorded over 150 songs, garnered awards from Austin songwriters, becoming Songwriter of the Year in 2019. Wayne also won 3rd place in the Dallas songwriting competition and has had several publisher picks in the Texas Songwriting Symposiums, and I think that's in Austin. And so let's please welcome country semifinalist Wayne Gathright from Austin, Texas, performing Wedding Party, Country USA, and Gratitude, Love, and Forgiveness.
All right, thank you so much. Wow. Such an honor to be here among all these great songwriters and just fun. And especially, everybody can submit their stuff from all over the world and we get to hear it all in one place. So it's amazing. This song right here, I love to write about growing up on a farm, and we had occasionally a bull would get loose in our backyard, and so my mom would run and get a broom and start trying to shoo that bull back into the pen. And so that was the beginning of this song called Country USA. Mama's swinging a broom by the bullpen. Old bully got out once again. Me and my brother stacking rocks, building our back door Fort Knox, so that bully don't get in. Up the ladder to the hayloft in the barn. From way up there, the world's a sea of corn. Strip down, grab a bar of soap, under the cistern pull the rope, run back to the house to get warm. Oh God, take me home. I'm surrounded, but I feel so alone. Have those times gone away? I have so many things, but I dream of a typical day in country USA. Mama's watching the bacon cook. Daddy's reading from the good book. Later we will do our chores, make a beeline for the door, ride our bikes out to the overlook. Oh God, take me home. I'm surrounded, but I feel so alone. Have those times gone away? I have so many things, but I dream of a typical day in country USA. A beautiful hot summer day on the front porch with a glass of lemonade, riding the tractor with my dad, the best times I ever had. I ever had in country USA. Oh God, take me home. I'm surrounded, but I feel so alone. Have those times gone away? I have so many things, but I dream of a typical day in country USA. A typical day in country USA.
Wayne's been inside my head. I've chased the bull and ridden the tractor.
That can be scary. Oh, well. Thank you all very much. This song inspired by my son when he told me he was getting married, and I'm sure all of y'all have gone through wedding preparations. So it's called Wedding Party. Mama was crying, Daddy was sighing, my bride was a sight for sore eyes. $10,000 dress, this wedding's a mess. 2 years planning from last July. I'd been drinking and started thinking about that old swimming hole down the road. Boy, there was something she wore next to nothing as she flew off that old knotty road. Wedding party, dressed to the T, but I tell you what, if you ask me, I'd toss my cummerbund while there was sun. I'd leave my white shirt laying in the dirt. Though you're okay, it's time to play. Drop that garter and jump in the water. Swing on a rope, take a little toke, raise it up for a wedding toast. With a shot of Bacardi, get a little nutty. Let's have a down-home wedding party. A down-home wedding party. Son, are you here? Said the preacher in my ear. Do you take this woman to be your wife? She looked at me too, and I said I sure do. I wanna be with this girl the rest of my life. The women were sobbing, my heart was throbbing as I said those vows to my bride. 2 years of pure hell for that wedding bell brought us all together here inside. A wedding party, dressed to the T, but I tell you what, if you ask me, I'd toss my cummerbund while there was sun. I'd leave my white shirt lying in Drop that garter and jump in the water. Swing on a rope, take a little toke, raise it up for a wedding toast with the shot and the river. Get a little nutty. Let's have a down-home wedding party. A down-home wedding party. She looked at me grinning. I knew she was thinking about that old swimming hole. All the while I pronounced you, we heard, yeah, those were the last words as we ran hand in hand down the aisle. I tossed my cummerbund while there was sun. I left my white shirt lying in the dirt. She threw a bouquet and said, let's play. Dropped that garter and jumped in the water. Swung on a rope, took a little toke, raised it up for a wedding toast with a shot of Bacardi. Got a little nutty. We had a down-home wedding party. Well, we heard a sound, turned around, lo and behold, running down the road was the preacher and the people shedding their clothes with a bottle of Bacardi. A down-home wedding party. A down-home wedding party. A down-home wedding party. All right, thank you, thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up there. Okay, Barbara, thank you so much for letting me play these songs. This is so fun.
Oh, God, our pleasure. Thank you for coming and playing for us.
This last song I'm going to do here is I wrote it during the pandemic. It's not about the pandemic, but it's about the three words that kind of got me through. It's called Gratitude, Love, and Forgiveness. As dawn breaks up the dark of night, I know that things will be all right. Gratitude for sacrifices soldiers make. Please, firefighters, keep us safe. Gratitude. A wife that loves me more than life, living in the land of stars and stripes. Gratitude for friends I count on every day, a job to bring home decent pay. Gratitude. I may not say it near enough, but it's on my lips when I wake up. The last thing I say in my prayers, you can't see it, but it's there. Gratitude, gratitude for a mother with a child in need. A medic works to stop the bleed. Love, the preacher showing us the way. Children's laughter, Christmas Day. Love, God that brings us summer rain, a hug to take away the pain. Love, an act of kindness from a stranger, baby lying in a manger. Love, I may not say it near enough, but it's on my lips when I wake up. The last thing I say in my prayers, you can't see it, but it's there. Love, love. When I was weak and did not act, to those I hurt, I humbly ask forgiveness. For when I felt that all was lost, last word spoken from the cross, forgiveness. I may not say it near enough, but it's on my lips when I wake up. The last thing I say in my prayers, you can't see it, but it's there. Gratitude, love, and forgiveness. gratitude for every day, love that others sent my way. They taught me to give and take forgiveness.
I really love that message. Great.
All right, thank you so much.
Super. Thank you so much, Wayne. That was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
My pleasure.
Next, I get to bring up another presenter, and we're going to do a little switcheroo musical chairs here in a second. He's a performing songwriter whose award-winning recordings have garnered him Songwriter of the Year in 2014. His song Love Without Money was a finalist for the Song of the Year in 2017. Many thanks to Bobby for leading DSA's fundraising drive and helping DSA stay afloat. Boy. Also for being a dynamic program director and executive vice president. Please welcome Bobby Montgomery, and we're going to have to switch chairs here. Hang on a minute. Sit in the chair. It won't stretch that far, Bobby. Sit in the chair. There you go.
Barbie, I'm not getting these things in right. How do you? Which way do they go?
I don't know if I can put the other one in.
No.
Be right. I don't know what's going on here.
For what it's worth, we can sure hear you guys well. I don't know if you can handle talking without hearing yourself, but we can hear you guys great.
Going in, Barbie. Can you give me regular sound?
No, I can't. Got to figure it out.
Bobby would rather be fishing right now.
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yes,
well,
we
I
can.
can't hear you.
You can't?
These earbuds are not fitting in my ears. I guess my ears are bigger than Barbie's, but at any rate, I'm just going to wing it. So Roy Elkins once said that the Dallas Songwriters Association offered more for its members than the average songwriting association, and it's true. In addition to our open mics and showcases each monthly time, we're constantly working throughout the year on these song contests and lyric contests, which culminates in January with our awards program. We also, DSA's calendar is full of special events throughout the year. The first week of April, DSA mans a stage at Deep Ellum Arts Fair, all 3 days, giving 30 plus of our DSA members 30-minute sets to perform their original songs. Also in April, DSA partners with Love and War, the BYO Band, the Rising Stars from local schools of music, and DSA members to celebrate our Hall of Fame program, and DSA members to in which we induct and sing the songs of those iconic performers, singers, songwriters, musicians who have roots in North Texas. In June, 30 to 40 of us will journey to Port Aransas, Texas for our annual Wild Dog offshore fishing adventure. This is a 4-day fundraising event full of fun, food, fellowship, offshore adventure, and of course, music. Last year, we generated $3,200 in our fundraising program, giving back to the community. Did you know that we have a charity, a scholarship, a youth program? Along with Sons of Herman Hall, we are a proud sponsor of the Larry Tulson Christmas toy drive in which we donated $500 for bicycles and helmets for the underprivileged children in South Dallas. We also have a scholarship program for those young rising stars entering college in pursuit of a career in music. Our fall fundraising drive gives members the opportunity to participate. DSA members also man our booth at the Dallas and Arlington guitar shows, giving them the opportunity to meet, network, rub shoulders with the great and near great from all across the country, as well as seeing what's new in the world of guitars and sound. And let's not forget, we culminate each year with our Christmas party at the Nethery Hotel. It's an award-winning hotel, decorated very well for the Christmas holidays, and there was so much food. Everybody brought a covered dish, and we gathered around the living room, and members would pass the guitar around, and we would sing Christmas carols. A very great way to end the year. I'd like to introduce our country category judge. Was a hit songwriter, Tony Ramey, who has had hit songs and gold and platinum recording awards for songs on albums cut by George Strait, Trisha Yearwood, Doug Stone, Greg Morgan, John Michael Montgomery, Easton Carbon, Alabama, Johnny Lee, Texas artist Aaron Watson, and Jason Meadows, and a host of others. We thank Tony for his time and expertise as a judge. And here are our country semifinalists. All I'm Hearing Is Goodbye by Andrew and Elizabeth Wolfe, Washington, D.C. By Yourself by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Beat It Out of Baton Rouge by Mark Patterson, Plano, Texas. Chelsea by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Close Enough by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. Colorado by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Country USA by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. Dallas by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Folsom by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Gratitude, Love, and Forgiveness by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. Heaven or Hell by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. I Like It Right Here by Tim Kerber, Salisbury, California. I'm Sorry by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. In Dreamland by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Only the Warrior by Mark Patterson, Plano, Texas. River of Memories by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Save a Little for Me by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Spider and the Fly by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. That's Okay by Rick Valente, Katy, Texas. Vagabond Wind by Andrew Wolfe, Washington, D.C. Wedding Party by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. And here are the winners. Third place, I Like It Right Here by Kerber, Sylmar, California. Second place, Heaven or Hell by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas.
Will I pass through the pearly gates, or will I burn in the pits of hell? Am I gonna wear me a pair of wings, or will I be a big sulfur smell? My judgment day is approaching fast. I can see the end of my trail.
first place, Vagabond Wind by Andrew Wolf, Washington, D.C.
Now the vagabond wind is howling. I can hear
And now back to the party.
siren song calling out to this old man. Time for moving on. Gonna wait here on the front porch.
Alrighty. Well, I love that song. Great song. Well, I get to present the winner of the drawing. And so everybody who enters our contest has a chance to win. We do an out-of-the-hat drawing from all of the entries in the contest. And each song contest entry has a chance to win a $50 gift certificate. We give an Amazon gift certificate because you can buy anything on Amazon. So the more you enter, the more chance you have to win. Past couple of years, I think Charles Carter won. But this year, entry number 137 was drawn, and which was an Americana entry titled I See Her Dancing by Jim Aiken. And he's from Kilmarnock, Ayrshire, Scotland. And I emailed him today, and he is watching on Facebook. So congratulations, Jim. And I will be emailing you the gift certificate for you to use on Amazon. And thank you for entering the contest. So next, I get to introduce our next presenter, who has been involved in the music industry for over 40 years, playing blues and jazz guitar since high school days in San Antonio, and has been active in the blues circuit in Dallas through the years. He joined DSA in 2009, and in 2018 he was awarded the DSA Song of the Year for his song A Time to Love, and then again in 2021 for You're the Best. He has been DSA president since 2014 and was recently reelected for another year. Here is our big leader, Michael Brandenberger. Okay, Michael, unmute. Unmute. You need to unmute. Oh, he didn't hear me.
Michael,
There
you are muted.
You're muted, Michael. Wait a minute. You're muted. I can't find him to ask to unmute here. There he is. Maybe he'll see that.
There we go.
Okay, great.
There
All
we
right,
go.
now start over.
Well, I'm glad to be here, as I'm sure everybody else is glad to be here. It's a wonderful thing that we get to gather once a year to celebrate these great songwriters. And we've talked a lot about all the activities that DSA is involved in, and I hope more people will become involved, because we do a lot of fun things, great things, and educational things, and I think everyone's going to benefit from this program as well as many others that we have. But I'd like to announce the candidates, or the semifinalists for the instrumental category. I'm going to have to put on my glasses here.
You need to give the judge's bio first.
Oh, the judge's bio.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, judge's bio.
Do you have that? You want to talk about Tom?
I don't
Faulkner?
have a judge's bio, but I'll make up something here.
Let me give it then if you don't have it. Because our instrumental category judge was Tom Faulkner, and we want to really acknowledge him. He's a New Orleans-born singer and songwriter-producer who graduated from Highland Park High School, I think a different year than Alan, though. And after earning a degree in philosophy from Washington and Lee University in Virginia, and playing for 3 years throughout the East Coast in a group called Daddy Rabbit, Faulkner returned to Dallas to put together the Coconuts. You might remember that band. They achieved rapid and prolonged regional success, signing with United Artists Publishing and consequently moving to Los Angeles proved to everyone involved that the record company promises can be, that anybody's record company promises can be as ethereal as vapor. Faulkner returned home and began writing jingles, which quickly caught the attention of advertising executives coast to coast. He is a multi-Clio winner and has created hundreds of national jingles and scores, including some of the most memorable commercial music on television and radio. Most notably, he composed and sang the wildly popular I Want My Baby Back, Baby Back Ribs, that one, for Chili's, and a jingle that has since found its way into motion pictures, including Austin Powers, and over a dozen major TV networks. So that, I mean, it's really gone far and kept giving for him. We thank Tom for his time and expertise as a judge. He couldn't be here today, so Michael will present the instrumental category semifinalists.
All right. Let's see. The first one we have here is Beautiful by Thierry Coupay, Saint Anne de Plaine, Quebec, Canada. Next is Countdown to Sirius by Thierry Coupay, Saint Anne de Plaine, Quebec, Canada. Dystopian Calls by Thierry Copeland, Saint Anne des Plaines, Quebec, Canada. Float Away by Jake Stevens and Alexander Templin, Dallas, Texas. Magic Dave, In Memory of a Friend by Andrew Wolf, Washington, D.C. Mesa Cries by Thierry Copeland, Coupay, Saint Anne des Plaines, Quebec, Canada. Redemption, The Last Waltz by Thierry Coupay, Saint Anne des Plaines, Quebec, Canada. September by Seth Ginsberg, Plano, Texas. Soothing Times, 2017 to 2022 by Thierry Coupay, Saint Anne des Plaines, Quebec, Canada. And Straight Up by Todd Bohr Donanaro, Bronx, New York. And my apologies to Thierry, if that's how you say his name. Anyway, those are our semifinalists. And the winners are, starting with the third place winner is Mes Series B by Thierry Coupay, Saint Anne, Quebec, Canada. And second place is Redemption, The Last Waltz by Thierry Coupay, Saint Anne, Quebec, Canada. And to make it a clean sweep of all three winners, number one, the winner is Soothing Times by Thierry Coupay, Saint Anne, Quebec, Canada. Wow, that guy's got a lot of talent. Congratulations, Thierry Coupay. You are very talented in a clean sweep of the instrumental category. Very good.
And obviously Canadian French.
Yes. Okay. Next is a performance by Rio King.
Are you going to?
Rio King.
No, wait a minute. Are you going to? Do you have his bio to introduce him?
I don't have a bio. I never got
You never got the script. Well, you didn't look
I never
for the
got a
script.
script. I kept looking and I'm looking and I
sent
never
it
got
to you Thursday, so it must have gone into your spam folder or something.
Well, it may have.
Let me introduce Rio then. Born in Wichita Falls and spending his teen years in Dallas, Rio went to Lubbock's Texas Tech and to go to college and raise a family, and as it turned out, to start a band, the Techniques. They played rock and roll throughout West Texas and New Mexico, and they scored a regional hit with Dream Theme, recorded by at the famous Norman Petty's studio, recorded by Norman Petty actually, in Clovis, New Mexico. Switching to Texas music, Rio later became a songwriter finalist for 2 years at the Rod Kennedy's Kerrville Folk Festival. In the past several years, he's continued his songwriting, garnering awards from DSA, and enjoyed performing solo and sitting in with local bands in Fort Worth, Dallas, and the Austin areas. Let's welcome singer-songwriter semifinalist Rio King from Plano, Texas. He will be performing his semifinalist song Skin Time, which was co-written by his wife, Melinda Cannon.
And unmute.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Barbie. Right quick, this song, I started it 4 or 5 years ago, but when COVID came along, this song really came into focus. And so talks about how the human condition needs to have a touch, which we all realized quite quickly in the COVID lockdown. So this song's called Skin Time. It's a double-fisted handshake and the grip of my old friend, or the cradling of a newborn underneath her mama's chin. It's what you might be longing for on a night you hurt so much. It's what it takes to cure the ache for another body to touch. Skin time, we need it like the rain. Skin time, it's like coming home again. A saving grace, that warm embrace, skin time. It's an arm around a shoulder for a head that's hanging down, or a San Juan celebration, high fives all around. Whether it's dancing with your new girl or the love of the years, or holding a trembling little one till the nightmare disappears. Skin time, we need it like the rain. Skin time, it's like coming home again. A saving grace, that warm embrace, skin time. Maybe we thrive on it long as we're alive. Sometimes for the comfort, and sometimes just survive. For me, I'll always be the one here to hold you tight, lift your chin and kiss your lips and love on you tonight. Skin time, we need it like the rain. It's like coming home again. A saving grace, that warm embrace in time. Saving grace in time. Embrace in time. Yeah, that warm embrace. Thank you, folks.
All right. Thank you very much, Rio. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Michael, do you have Evander's bio?
I just got an email.
Okay. And also, I wanted you to talk a little bit about the monthly meeting and the best songs of the meeting and what.
Sure.
What happens there.
The monthly meeting, that's a great thing that we're doing via Zoom now, because we have members from all over the country and even a few abroad. And it's a good meeting because we always have a special guest speaker, usually an industry professional, to talk about what's going on in the music world and you know, hints and tips and guidance for things to help us in our songwriting endeavors. So it's always a good meeting to attend and learn something new. And as part of that meeting, an important part is a song critique that we have, and each member can submit a song to be critiqued by our industry pros, Barbe McMillen and Joe Milton, and those songs that are entered in for critique also become entered into our best songs of the meeting contest. This is our own local contest for each member of the DSA to submit songs to be judged at the end of the year to win the best song of the year. So it's good that you submit songs to get listened to, because you have a chance to be the best song of the year and also the songwriter of the year. The member who submits the most songs during the year is also entered into the Songwriter of the Year contest portion of that. And so there's a couple chances to be recognized for your excellence in songwriting within the DSA membership. So
sometimes people get mixed up about the difference in our contest, and this contest is really for our members only, whereas our international contest, you don't have to be a member to enter. Anybody can enter.
Right.
You know, but this contest is actually our members only, and then also the board members get to enter too, which we can't enter in our other contests. So
right.
So that's kind of neat and a little bit different. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, Michael, but I always get questions about that. You know, people are always confused about that.
Right.
So we will be having a different awards program for the 2022 Best Songs of the Meeting, and that's going to be in February. And it will also be like this, streamed to Facebook. So you can find out about that by just tuning in on our Facebook page. We'll post it out there.
Yeah, it's tentatively scheduled for February 4th, but that may move around a little bit. But that'll be another great program to honor the songs of the year throughout the membership meeting contest. Okay. Well, next we have our category is love songs and easy listening, and we're very excited this year to have a judge by the name of Eyvinder Karlsson. Eyvinder is from Iceland, and that's what's unusual about Eyvinder is he is from Iceland, but he speaks English better than most of us. But he sounds like he was born and raised in the Midwest of the U.S. The next thing about Eyvinder is how passionate he is about music. And these days, he's also an teaching songwriter. He teaches songwriting to students throughout Iceland and perhaps other areas as well. He hosts a successful podcast entitled the Strong Writing Podcast, with at least one local open mic throughout the year in his podcast. And along the way to all this, Eyvinder has written music for theater productions and has taken his show on the road throughout Europe. We thank Eyvinder for his time and expertise as a judge. He's a great guy. Okay, so the nominees for the Love Song Easy Listening portion of the contest are Between the Raindrops by Randall Mark, El Cajon, California. Bluebirds and Butterflies by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Come Rain, Come Shine by Martin Robley, West Leaderville, Western Australia. Dallas by Charles Carter of Dallas, Texas. Don't Go Making Promises by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Frostbite Heart by Randall Mark, El Cajon, California. I Just Want You to Know by Tanisha Menifee, Anytown, USA. I'm not sure where that is. In Dreamland by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Live Where the Love Is by Louis Kate, Alexandria, Virginia. Looks Like Home by Catherine Gordon Robbins, Nacogdoches, Texas. Mr. Moon by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. My Forever Friend by David Hardwick, Stuttgart, Germany. One Night Stand by Jim Aitken, Kilmarnock, Ayrshire, United Kingdom, England. We Didn't Have Time Enough by John Waldrat, Phoenix, Arizona. And When the World Begins Again by Robert Graham, Spearwood, Western Australia. So we have quite a few overseas entries in this category. And we'll see who the winners are. Okay. In third place, there's an honorable mention. Come Rain, Come Shine by Martin Robley, West Leaderville, Western Australia.
Come what may, come rain, come shine, forever and a day to the end of time. Come what may, come rain, come shine.
And third place is Live Where the Love Is by Louis Kate, Alexandria, Virginia.
Just let me live where the love is, long as I live where the love is, with friends and family. Just let me live where the love is, long as I live where the love is. That's where my bliss will be.
And in second place, When the World Begins Again by Robert Graham, Spearwood, Western Australia.
I look up and feel them deep inside, filling me with light and hope till then. When the world begins again.
And the winner of Love Songs Easy Listening category is Frostbite Heart by Randall Mark, El Cajon, California.
It's tangled and it's not frostbite heart, and all your love can't melt it apart. Frostbite heart, it's 30 below and it's off.
All right. Great songs. Great songs. Thank you, everyone. Let's see. Who do we have
Alrighty.
coming up?
Me. Well,
Oh,
I'm going to introduce
Barbie.
our next performer. Well, you know what? She's only 17, but she has chosen to compete with all of these vintage songwriters. And she's already written over 120 songs, recorded more than 20, and released 8. Besides being a prolific singer-songwriter, she's also a talented multi-instrumentalist and has performed on Broadway and on 2 national tours. With more than 1.8 million streams and over 150K social media followers and 2.3 million YouTube views, she has emerged as one of the most promising young artists on the pop scene today. Please welcome Novelty in Children's category and Pop category semifinalist Ava Della Pietra from East Setauket, New York, performing Christmas Tonight and I've Been Thinking. Take it away, girl.
Hi, so yeah, my name is Ava Della Pietra, and this.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Ava Della Pietra, and I'm going to be performing Christmas. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you fine.
Okay. I'm going to be performing Christmas Tonight, which is an original song I wrote, co-written by Will Hicks, who is also the producer. And it's very appropriate because it just started snowing here. So I'm going to bring us back to the Christmas time. So I hope you like it. Gather around everybody, it's getting close to midnight. It's cold outside, but it's warm in my heart, like the fire we're about to ignite. Christmas is snow and Christmas is lights. Christmas is all the things that we like. Standing under stars and sky, you make it feel like Christmas tonight. Christmas, Christmas tonight. You make it Christmas, Christmas. It's cold and our hands are frozen. Your hand, the only one I know. Stealing kisses from loved ones under the mistletoe. Christmas is snow and Christmas is lights. Christmas is all the things that we like. Standing under stars and sky, you make it feel like Christmas tonight. Christmas, Christmas tonight. You make it Christmas as Rudolph flies past the evening moon. I'm feeling so lucky to be here with you. Christmas is snow and Christmas is lights. Christmas is all the things that we like. Standing under stars and sky, you make it feel like Christmas tonight. Christmas, Christmas tonight. You make it Christmas, Christmas tonight.
That was wonderful. So gonna do I've Been Thinking now.
Okay, and then this next one is called I've Been Thinking, and I wrote it about my friend from like first grade or something. We were really close, and then she actually moved to Korea, and we completely lost touch because we were so young. And it's called I've Been Thinking, and it's available on all streaming platforms, so you guys should check it out. But yeah, I hope you guys like it. I've been sitting in a tree, contemplating and replaying every life decision I have ever made. Got away from all the noise to have a quiet moment here in the shade. And while I was thinking, you came up in my memories. And just to clarify, this isn't a love song, so here's a quick summary. My first BFF moved the summer of first grade, and then 2 years later you moved too. I've made a lot of friends since then and met so many people, but no one compares to you. So I've been thinking maybe people are nicer when they're young, 'cause who cares who's the best or what we will become? Never scared to laugh out loud what our people would think we're too much. Yeah, I know that we were kids, but maybe I should have kept in touch. At the time we made a vow we would meet up once again when we grew up and you would live right next door. Didn't even think to share our numbers since the plan seemed so sure. Then we went our separate ways, we haven't spoken since. If you're out there and you hear the song, I hope you know you've been missed. And I've been thinking maybe people are nicer when they're young, 'cause who cares who's the best or what we will become? Never scared to laugh out loud what our people would think we're too much. Yeah, I know that we were kids, but maybe I should have kept in touch. Ooh, 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 I've been thinking, if you saw me, would you know my name? It's been years and I don't know if things would be the same. Maybe now that we've grown up, our friendship's at its end. But do you ever laugh out loud and think of your old friend?
All right, that was wonderful. Everybody's clapping, clapping. That was great. Okay, so our next category is.
Thank you.
You bet. That was wonderful. Our next category is the novelty children's
You
category.
turned my video?
That was your
Did you turn?
your category, and so I'm going to bring up our next presenter. He's our good buddy who grew up locally and graduated from Highland Park High School and SMU. Later, taking additional classes at Richland College and UTD. He worked variously in computers and retail, and all the while playing in bands off and on through the years. He eventually stepped up to the mic to sing his own songs, and today he's a solo artist with award-winning songs including You Got This, a runner-up for the DSA Song Contest Awards in 2017. He's been a DSA member for over 15 years. He's a regular on the local open mic circuit and also can be found doing local gigs from time to time. You can find him each Wednesday at our virtual open mic, where he hosts once a month. Please welcome Alan Larson.
All right. Thank you for that introduction. You can hear me okay, right?
Hear you great.
Okay, yeah. Only thing I might add is I got a couple of those songs, 4 songs up on the streaming services now. Anyway, what I'm here for, of course, is to tell you about the judge of the Children's and Novelty Songs category. Being a judge, it's got to be tough because as a screener, I know even that's not easy when you got a bunch of good songs to choose from or whittle down or whatever. Anyway, I want to say Monty Python. Monty Harper is our Novelty Children's category judge, and he writes and performs award-winning children's songs about science, reading, and creativity. His audiences laugh, they clap, sing, wiggle, shout, roar, giggle, jump, hoot, pop, snap, and most of all, they think. He began dabbling in songwriting the same year he entered the master's program in mathematics at Oklahoma State University, and by the time he completed his degree in 1992, he was fielding a slew of requests for appearances at schools and libraries. Today, Harper visits 40 to 50 libraries each year. His readingsongs.com website lists several dozen songs he has penned for various reading themes since 1990. In 2007, he launched the Born to Do Science program, a monthly event at Stillwater Public Library that brings kids into face-to-face conversations with real scientists about their current research. The ongoing program inspired his latest CD, Songs from the Science Frontier. Harper teaches songwriting through his one-day Say It in a Song workshops and extended residencies for elementary schools, funded in part by the Oklahoma Arts Council. Harper's been on the Oklahoma Arts Council touring roster since 1995. His songs and recordings have won many honors from groups including Parents' Choice, iParenting, an organization called NAPPA, N-A-P-P-A, which I think stands for National Parenting Publications Association, and as well as Children's Music Web, Kids Radio Mania, and Unisong International. He has released 8 titles on CDs, available through CD Baby and iTunes Music Store. We thank Monty for his time and expertise as a judge here. So, here are the Novelty Children semi-finalists in alphabetical order. Always Together, Always by Kelly Caldwell of Portland, Oregon. Christmas Tonight by Ava Della Pietra from East Toqe, New York. Hope I'm pronouncing that all correctly. We just heard that song. Dreamland by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. I Hate Jazz by Wayne Gathright of Austin, Texas. If I Was a Dog by Lynn Seligman of Eugene, Oregon. In Dreamland by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. On Christmas Day by Deborah Goosen. Again, my apologies if I'm mispronouncing anybody's name. Deborah Goosen, John Mullane, and Dale Efren of Los Angeles, California. Peas Porridge by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Pecking at the Pooh by Randy Sauer, Hayes, Kansas. Sleigh Full of Love by Kent Strong, Chandler, Arizona. Snacks and Naps by Susan Odella of Virginia, Minnesota. A place, 2 states in one, Virginia, Minnesota. And lastly, Sunny Sunday featuring Lilia Keisel, I hope I pronounced that right, by John Waldrott of Phoenix, Arizona. So those are the semi-finalists judged by Monty Harper. And now, drum roll, here are the winners of the Novelty Children's there we go. In third place, Always Together, Always by Kelly Caldwell of Portland, Oregon.
Always together, always, always.
Catchy tune, catchy tune. And in second place, Christmas Tonight by Ava Della Pietra.
You make it feel like Christmas tonight. Christmas, Christmas tonight. You make it Christmas, Christmas.
Very cool song, very seasonal. And then our winner, big drum roll, Snacks and Naps by Susan Odella of Virginia, Minnesota.
Y-M-E out the bag. If it's salty or sweet, I gotta have. I gotta snack and nap and snack and nap. I like my snack and nap and snack and nap. I wanna snack and nap and snack and nap. I love my snack and nap and snack and nap. As soon as I...
All right, so that's wraps up the awards in that category.
That song makes me laugh every time I hear it.
Yeah, it's great. So congrats to all the winners. And next, once again, please welcome singer-songwriter semifinalist Wayne Gathright from Austin, Texas, performing The Moments Lost.
I was enjoying all those entries so much, I forgot. Hey, I'm up next. Okay. Yeah, this is a song that is very close to me, and it's about the times that we experience things and we don't appreciate them, and they're gone before you know it. Called The Moments Lost. Lost a moment yesterday while shopping at the store, and when I searched to get it back, I lost a little more. I saw them flying in the wind and reached up in the air, yet when I looked inside my hand, there were no moments there. The moments lost are like clouds in the sky. You enjoy them when they're there, then they float on by. I thought I saw them in a stream as I stood on the shore. I tried to catch them, but I lost the ones I had before. They floated down the winding creek and soon were out of sight. I realized what I lost and I began to cry. The moments lost are like water in your hand. They will slip away even if you hold as tight as you can. If you miss them when they happen, they will never come again. You can't hold or possess them once they're already spent. The moments lost are like air that you breathe. You take it in and hold it, then it has to be released. I sat and pondered what to do as time slipped through the day, and as I sat there deep in thought, a lot more slipped away. And while I wondered what went wrong, they swept back like a breeze. For all the moments that I lost had changed to memories. All right, thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
That was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I love that song. It touches my heart there. It's so true. Has a lot of truth to it there. So I guess I get to introduce our next presenter. As a performer, poet, and award-winning songwriting, she has crossed various musical genres, carrying her from standard pop to country, to jazz, rock, fusion, and more currently, multiple Christian styles. During her 22-year intermittent relationship with DSA, she has developed relationships and received education that have helped her hone her writing skills. She has completed a Shape Note music catalog and is working on 2 Christian-based musicals. For the past few years, she has served as our lyric contest director. Here is Alexis Tapp to present the pop rock category and the lyric contest winners.
Well, hello everybody out in Zoom and Facebook land, and all of the people here performing today. I've enjoyed your music so much, and it was really good to hear Joli hope to perform again, as well as the other young people. We've got some talented folks coming up behind us. Our pop rock judge this year was Johnny Hooper, an award-winning composer of radio and TV jingles, including promos for Kix Brooks' American Country Countdown, Radio Disney, and Casey Kasem's Top 20 Countdown. Johnny was inducted into the Texas Radio Hall of Fame in 2016, and in addition to being an expert on his topic, he is a performing vocalist, writer, and guitarist who played at the Cavern Club in Liverpool, England. We thank Johnny for his time and expertise as a judge, and I'm going to read the list of pop rock semifinalists for him in alphabetical order. They are Ballad of Wally Funk by Charles Carter of Dallas, Texas, Celebrity by Wayne Gathright, is it Gathright or Gathright? Austin, Texas, Don't Go Making Promises by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas, Folsom by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas, Global Warming by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Gathright, thank you so much. Graveyard Blues by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. He Ain't Got Diddy by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. I Got an App for That by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. I'll Never Set You Free by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. I've Been Thinking by Ava Della Pietra, East someplace in New York. In Dreamland, Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Last Stop for Sanity by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. More Blues Than I Can Use by Mark Patterson, Plano, Texas. My Boyfriend by Ava Della Pietra of New York. Ode to Allie, Marvin Conan of New York, New York. Open Road by Louis Kate, Alexandria, Virginia. Spider and the Fly by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Statue by Toqe Turner of Plano, Texas. The Riddle by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. Truck Stop by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. And Zip Code by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. So this is just the semifinalists, so I'm pretty sure this was a big category. So I am going to, let's see, I've got a little list here of the winners. And we're going to play a clip from each of these. Someone will put that first one up on the screen for me. The honorable mention for the rock, pop rock, and R&B alternative category is Ballad of Wally Funk by Charles Carter of Dallas, Texas.
It's a real life story of a funky fly girl. Always dreamed of a heading for the stars. Took a little while to hit the edge of space. Gonna be the oldest woman on Mars.
Wally Funk.
So Wally's got some funk there. The next, the third place winner is I've Been Thinking, which we heard earlier by Ava Della Pietra of New York.
I've been thinking, maybe people are nicer when they're young. 'Cause who cares? Who's the best or what we will become? Never scared to laugh out loud or that people would think we're too much. Yeah, I know that we were kids, but maybe
Our second place winner in this category is Zip Code by Charles Carter of Dallas, Texas.
wanna send a letter to my dad. Forever stamp should get it there by Friday. But if it's late, I know he won't be mad. I wonder if heaven has a zip code. Do postmen sometimes have?
Well, as a screener for this category, I am recognizing all these songs, and it was a tough category. So it is an honor to have won the first place position with Open Road by Louis Cade of Alexandria, Virginia.
Down that open road, slam the door, head out for the open road. Got not been in one place too long, overload. So let's go before they tow the open road.
So congratulations to all our winners for the massive category there. I think I'm supposed to go ahead with the lyric contest winners. Would you say yes to that,
That's
Barbara?
right, girlfriend.
All right.
Keep on going.
Well, here are the 2022 lyric contest winners. I am the judge for the lyric contest, with the exception of one quarter this year. I was privileged to be supported by Dorinda Duncan on that one. So for the winter 2022, the first place winner was Wedding Day by Bill Capac of West Wildwood, New Jersey. The first place winner for the spring 2022 entries was Christmas Tonight, which we heard earlier by Della, Pietra, Oldfield, New York. And the first place winner for the summer 2022 category was the one that was judged by Dorinda Duncan, was Skin Time by Rio King and Melinda Cannon of Plano, Texas. He's one of our own, so special congratulations to Rio. And then here are the 2022 Fall Lyric Contest semifinalists in no particular order. Fall was Taste of Love, So Sweet by Bill Capac, West Wildwood, New Jersey. Someday Soon by Bill Martin of Dallas, Texas. Yay, Bill, one of our own. Nothing Can Bring Me Down by Bill Capac, Wild Westwood, New Jersey. And the winner of the Fall 2022 Lyric Contest is Nothing Can Bring Me Down by Bill Capac of West Wildwood, New Jersey. So congratulations, Bill. I think you've been around before here. I've seen your lyrics, and you're quite the lyricist, so thank you. I'm also going to introduce you to the next fellow, Mike Ryan. His Southwestern roots and keen eye for detail have made him a favorite among Texas music fans. He has been a finalist in the Kerrville Folk Festival, New Folk Competition, and the Dallas-based Wildflower Singer-Songwriter Contest. He has performed twice at the Dripping Springs Songwriter Festival and is a semi-finalist in the past year's Dallas Songwriter Association Song Contest. No stranger to success outside the Lone Star State, he has been a finalist in the Connecticut Folk Festival Songwriting Contest and a winner in American Songwriter Magazine Lyrics Contest. In 2017, he won first place in the Roots and Americana category of the Mid-Atlantic Song Contest. He is a combat veteran of Iraq. Thank you for your service, sir. And also in Afghanistan. Here is singer-songwriter category semifinalist Mike P. Ryan singing Some Goodbyes and Between Heaven and the Ground. Take it away.
Well, hello everybody. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, Mike, you sound great.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for inviting me to play today. It's always great to do anything that has to do with Texas, where all my favorite musicians come from. And I grew up just up the road in Oklahoma, so I'm from that part of the country. So just hearing you guys talk and hearing that little twang does my heart good. The first tune I'm going to play for you guys today is one that I wrote for my mom, and I spent a bunch of years in the Army, and every time I would come home and have to leave, it was always kind of a bittersweet thing. And so this is for her. It's called Some Goodbyes. Well, she kissed me on the forehead, wiped a tear out of her eye. We both laughed a little when she said, "Good thing I'm too tough to cry." She said, "I knew you'd be a man one day, but didn't think it'd come so soon. Oh, the years just seem to drift away like clouds across the moon. And damned if time don't fly like a sparrow on a wing. No use asking why. Change is just the way of things, and I thought I'd be ready, so strong and steady when I had to face this day. But some goodbyes are harder than others to say. She said, at times you'll be lonely, oh, sad as an orphan child. You'll try to kill the pain with whiskey, but you'll just put it to sleep for a while. And one day you'll feel the rush of a woman's soft touch, and you'll taste her caramel apple kiss, and you'll swear that she's your forever love, but the first one almost never is. Damned if time don't fly like a sparrow on a wing. No use asking why. Change is just the way of things, and I thought I'd be ready, so strong and steady when I had to face this day. But some goodbyes are harder than others to say. And you'll see wrongs unrighted and love unrequited and acts of kindness too. You'll lie beneath a million stars and you'll wonder if one burns for you. Oh, just for you. She gave me one last long embrace, said this'll always be your home. With a weathered hand she touched my face and said it's time to let you go. Damn if time don't fly like a sparrow on a wing. No use asking why. Change is just the way of things, and I thought I'd be ready, so strong and steady when I had to face this day. But some goodbyes are harder than others. Some goodbyes are harder than others. Some goodbyes, they're harder than others to say. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
Well, they asked me to do 2 songs, and so I will, like all songwriters, I never met a microphone I didn't like, so I'll play you one more. In 1903, on December 17th, the world changed forever when 2 brothers from a little town in Ohio were on a spit of a land in between the Atlantic Ocean and a little inlet called the Albemarle Sound in North Carolina. And they weren't scientists, they weren't engineers, they were just 2 guys that owned a bicycle shop that knew how to work with their hands. And they created the first successful powered flying machine, and the world was never the same. And this song is for them. It's called Between Heaven and the Ground. Shy of Christmas, 19 and all 3, on the coast of Carolina, my brother and me. Well, we stood atop the sand hills by the Albemarle Sound, mind to sail across the open sky between heaven and the ground. Well, we hail from Ohio, working men of modest means. Folks said that we were crazy, fooling with flying machines. They said, remember poor old Icarus, how he came crashing down. God would have gave men wings if they belonged between heaven and the ground. Oh, but when I close my eyes at night, the vision is the same. I see you sleep, machine take flight, and I hear the clouds whisper my name. doubt our intentions. They will never understand how it feels to burn with passion and to build a dream with your hands, or with your own hands. Oh, dream with your own hands. Well, the wind blew off the water as on the hill we stood, next to our winged invention, made of wire cloth and wood. My brother cranked the engine, my heart began to pound. I climbed aboard and set a course between heaven and the ground. Oh, and if I lived 1,000 lifetimes, would not forget the day I rose into the cool morning air and I watched the earth fall away. Now and there above the sandhills, by the Albemarle Sound, two boys from Ohio touched the sky. Between heaven and the ground, yeah, we proved that day that dreams can fly between heaven and the ground. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Wow. Well, you know, this contest always has the best of the best, as evidenced by what we've just heard. And this category, this next category, singer-songwriter category, is, you know, such a hard category to judge because it's got the best of the best. And our judge is every year with this category is David Card, who's owner of the Poor David's Pub, and where most of Texas' greatest songwriters have headlined as the legendary music venue for the past 33 years. Card is also the founder of the annual B.W. Stevenson Memorial Singer-Songwriter Competition, held at Poor David's every year in April. I'm usually a judge there. We kind of switch off there. And that's in its 22nd year. We in the songwriting community are grateful for David Card for keeping the spirit of Dallas music scene alive. And on the 23rd day of April 2022, Dallas Songwriters Association inducted David Card of Poor David's Pub into the Dallas Songwriters Hall of Fame in appreciation for his leadership and service to the songwriting community. Each year, David graciously gives his time and expertise to the judge of this category to judge this category, and he offers the winner of this category an opening act spot at his venue. And let me tell you, this category was tough. Here are the semifinalists. Ballad of Wally Funk by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. Between Heaven and the Ground by Mike Ryan, Clifton, Virginia. Christmas Tonight by Ava Della Pietra, East Setauket, New York. Drifting by Shannon Anderson, League City, Texas. I'll Be Damned by Eddie Bowers, Dallas, Texas. Let Me Breathe by Julia Alexander from Allen, Texas. My Paradise by Trinity Reed, Plano, Texas. Skin Time by Rio King and Melinda Cannon, Plano, Texas. Tadpole, Louisiana by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. That Dress by Alan Corby, Hoboken, New Jersey. The Moments Lost by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas. The Tunnel by Charles Carter, Dallas, Texas. What Love Needs by Denise Rossier, Colorado Springs, Colorado. And Some Goodbyes by Mike Ryan, Clifton, Virginia. And the winners are... there are a lot of honorable mentions in this category because it was so close, you know. So the first honorable mention is The Moments Lost by Wayne Gathright, Austin, Texas.
Moments lost, like clouds in the sky. You enjoy them when they're there, then they float on by.
Okay, and then next honorable mention is Between Heaven and the Ground by Mike Ryan, Clifton, Virginia.
The coast of Carolina.
Get the right.
My brother and me. We stood atop the sand hills by the Albemarle Sound, with a mind to sail across the open sky between heaven
And the next honorable mention is Skin Time by Rio King and Melinda Cannon, Plano, Texas.
Skin time, we need it like the rain. Skin time, it's like coming home again. A saving grace, that warm embrace, skin time.
And third place song was Some Goodbyes by Mike Ryan, Clifton, Virginia.
change is just the way of things. And I thought I'd be ready, so strong and steady, when I had to face this day. But some goodbyes are harder than others to say.
What a beautiful message. And the second place winner is Christmas Tonight by Ava Della Pietra, East Setauket, New York.
You make it feel like Christmas tonight. Christmas, Christmas tonight. You make it Christmas, Christmas.
And our first place winner in the singer-songwriter category is What Love Needs by Denise Rossier, Colorado Springs, Colorado.
What love needs is my voice speaking from my truth. What love needs is showing up, knowing what is mine to do. What love needs are hands and feet. What love needs is me.
Barb,
Yes.
let's look at the three honorable mentions. Either I've got them out of order or they are misnumbered or something.
Yeah. Well, you did them all except you missed Wayne, and you got him.
Well,
in
with the
kind
first, the third honorable mention was Skin Time.
Well, but they're not in any order. They're all just honorable mentions. But yeah, Skin Time. We heard the clips.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But we get the clips right. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
got the clip.
There was something
right.
wrong with them. Okay.
But there, leave that on there. There. So I misspelled. Look at there. I misspelled Wayne's name there. We got to correct that.
Well, that's the way we've all been
Gathright.
pronouncing it.
I know. And so we got to get that corrected. Okay, so great. So we'll move on, and congratulations to all the winners. Man, y'all are so good. You know, when you get to be as good as you guys are, it's just, I think, a matter of just, you know, own personal preference kind of a thing. You know, any one of those songs could have been a #1 winner there. So I saw Roy. He came into the Zoom meeting, and Roy's here, and so I'm going to tell you now a little bit about the grand prize winners because Roy's here to talk about them. This is the moment you've been waiting for. But I am going to explain the process a little bit before I hand you over to Roy. And here's the deal. All 3 winners in each category are just placed in a folder for our grand prize judge, who's Roy, to listen to and pick the grand prize winner. They fall in the folder in alphabetical order, and the lyrics lay right next to them. So he uses the same score sheet as the category judge uses, rating each song from 1 to 10 on hook, melody, lyric structure, originality, and truth. So it's unknown to the judge how each song has placed in its categories. They're all just songs again in a folder. And he has no idea who this songwriter is at all. In the past, we've had an honorable mention win grand prize. Also, he does not know the songwriter or the singers, and it's all very blind judging. So here are the prizes that the winners will receive. Our grand prize winner will get the Casio PX S1000 Privia piano. I think we have oh yes, isn't that beautiful? I've played one of these, and they're so nice. Got to play one at Wildflower Festival one year. I do love that keyboard. And then each of our grand prize winners gets a 1-year Broad Jam Primo MOB membership. And that is a $199.95 value. So that's a great deal. It's, it's super. We love Broad Jam, our partners. And then the other prizes are a critique from me and a recording time at Joe Music Studios. And then 2 tickets to Between the Waves conference, which is a great conference. It's been going on for a few years. Last year we all tuned in on Zoom. He had a number of speakers and different meeting rooms, Zoom meeting rooms, and I always learn something. It's just so informational, and he always has great people to come and speak. It's such a great conference. Let me tell you a little bit about Roy, because he founded the Between the Waves Music Conference, and he's the founder of Broad Jam. He's a well-known entrepreneur, and he's been leading in the music industry innovations for over 30 years. In 1990, he founded Broad Jam, and Broad Jam serves independent musicians and industry giants such as the Academy of Country Music, CRB, and NAMM. BroadJam.com boasts over 200,000 members and provides a web hosting, contests, pro reviews, and a licensing service, which has connected over 18,000 songs to music supervisors around the world. A lot of our DSA members use this licensing service provided by Broad Jam. Prior to Broad Jam, he had held positions at Sonic Foundry and Ensonic. Recently, he launched the Between the Waves Music Conference and Festival in Madison, Wisconsin. I got to attend in person before the COVID thing happened. That was so much fun. And that provides musicians with the knowledge to make a living making music. Roy is an accomplished musician and songwriter who thoroughly understands and loves the musician's world. And you can tell that when you read his comments about when judging these songs. Roy has lectured at many colleges, organizations, and events around the world about entrepreneurship. In 2020, Roy was awarded the Excellence in Community Service Award from Dallas Songwriters. Each year, Roy does an extensive critiques of songs, and we place the comments on our website. Broad Jam has been our online submission partner since, we think, almost 2000. and since early days of Broad Jam. And we are so, so happy to have Roy joining us today, despite all of the things that are going on with him, to announce the winners for you. Please welcome Roy Elkins.
You're coming to judge.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barb, and thanks everyone. It's just it's so nice to see everyone and all these great names, these great songwriters. I'm reading these names, and it's just awesome. It's one of the luxuries of my job is I get to listen to a lot of music every day. Well, sometimes it's fun to do that. Sometimes it isn't so fun. But when I'm listening to the batch that the Della songwriters send me every year, it's just there's so many good songs. And I really appreciate what you guys do. And I say this every year. I work with a lot of organizations around the country, and you guys are just the emails I get every week. It seems like every day there's an event going on every night that's affiliated with DSA. And I say this so often to other organizations: if you want to model yourself after them, because they are truly, the DSA is truly helping people. So congrats to everyone, the finalists, and let me jump into my thoughts. And the contest this year, it seemed after I listened to everything through one time, it seemed like every song had a great hook, and which doesn't make the job easier when that happens. So, then it comes down, okay, if everybody's got a great hook, then you got to look for the other things, the lyrics, the originality, and so on. And it was an extraordinary year. And I seem to say that every year, but it seems like this year was, just phenomenal. And part of that too is I think we're getting better. I think songwriters and producers are getting better because the tools are getting easier. You can search online for rhymes and things. So, the tools out there for us to perfect our craft are helping us. And I kind of see that over the years. By the way, if you hear dogs barking in the background, I have 2 new puppies who aren't quite as polite when I'm on Zoom as they should be. So I'll apologize. There are songs that didn't make my top 10 that on a different day of listening might have. And, there's probably 15 or 20 songs in the contest this year that could easily have made the top 10, but I have to pick 3. And it's not lost on me that this is a very subjective process. And probably any one of us on this call might pick 3 different winners. And I understand that. And there are days that I have 3 different people on top. So it just depends on the day that I write the review who wins, because I try to go through it technically. But when you have so many great songs, it's hard. But with all that said, I've been judging this contest. It must be 10 or 15 years now. And this is the first year that I remember where the winner seemed to emerge on the first pass. When I listened to it, as I'm in my car, I listen, and so I probably listened to everything about 10 or 15 times. But I still had this one song and melody stuck in the top of my head. And so the top spot was a little easier to pick than normal, but I'm really never sure until I'm finished, until I write it. And usually the song that is number 1 after the first pass is never the winner. That's how it usually goes for me, because I start picking it apart. And like all musicians, I think, well, if I was the songwriter, I would have done this. And if we all do this. I don't think we can help it as musicians, but when we listen to music, we have to pick it apart. We don't listen to the whole song. We listen to parts, But I kind of narrowed it down, and there were about 9 songs that could have finished anywhere from 2 to 10. So just keep that in mind as I'm going through this. And I don't consider production at all while evaluating the songs. I do make a couple production comments throughout this, but I try to listen to the song and say, can I pick this up and play it on an acoustic guitar? Can I sit at a piano? What kind of melody does it have? Production really doesn't matter to me. And I just got to say kudos to a lot of the producers, because a lot of the songs are very well produced and are broadcast ready to go. But as Barb says, I don't know who's writing what, and I prefer not to, because I have my own personal favorites and my own tastes and things like that. But I prefer not to know who's writing the songs, who produced the songs, who's singing them. I really don't want to. But I'd like to just point out a couple things. You know, like I mentioned, or like Barb mentioned, that there's 6 categories that the DSA provides. One is lyrics, and there were a couple exceptional songs there. There's a song called "Snacks and Naps." I don't know if anybody's heard this, but it's a rap song, and it's a humorous rap song. And I just thought that was it's a phenomenal lyric. And it's funny, and it's about eating and taking a nap. That's what it's about. And it seems as I get older, that consumes a lot of my day, is eating and taking a nap.
We got to hear a clip of that earlier today.
Oh, you did? Yeah. It was just.
It makes me laugh every time I hear it.
I'm sorry I didn't join earlier. I was on a call with the Milwaukee Songwriters Association doing a similar thing with them today. So. Well, we're preparing to do their annual award show in May. So, and then melody, there's a song called "Redemption" that I really liked a lot. I love the melody; it's stuck in my head. "Zip Code," which I think this is the 3rd year that song has been in the contest, and that is such a great melody in that song. And we heard Mike Ryan playing "Between Heaven and the Ground." Man, what a beautiful melody in that song. And a lyric that just matches it perfectly too. "Frostbite Heart." If you haven't heard this song, did you play that at all, Barb? That song today? "Frostbite Heart." Beautiful, beautiful melody. Maybe the best melody in the whole competition. I don't know. I say that today, and tomorrow I might say it's another one. Who knows? But it's a phenomenal melody. Beautiful singer in that one too. The hooks, like I said, so many good hooks. And I rated a 10, and that was an instrumental called "Redemption," which is just that hook just stuck in my head the whole time. And structure, this is the hardest category, because generally everybody who is entering this category is a good songwriter. Everybody who's entering this competition is a good songwriter. So, we don't have to think about structure. So, I have to look quite hard to rate the structures on a scale of 1 to 10, because they're all 8, 9, or 10. And I think I only had 2 scored less than 8 this year out of the 27 or 28 songs. But "Painted Sky Cafe," I don't know if you guys played that before I got on, but I thought that was a beautiful song, and beautiful, well-structured song. And then "Redemption" as well is another one. And I have all the other ones that were, and I don't want to go into detail, but when you get the document that I'm reading off here, you can read through it in more detail. And then "Truth," like the previous category, this one's a hard one to evaluate every year. But I think the song "Some Goodbyes," which we just heard, which kudos to Mike Ryan, that I swear the first time I heard that song, I just had a tear in my eye, because I remember when I moved away from home, I was living with my mom, she was, my father died when we were young. So my mom and I lived together, and I moved to Memphis to play jazz and blues on Beale Street. And I remember leaving. And then when I heard that song, I think, a great song is when any listener can relate to it. And I think probably all of us left home at one time or another. I'm hoping, there's some of you there that I'm hoping you're still not living at home. Again, we're all a little old for that now, I guess. Who knows? What a great song, Mike, and congrats to you. And there's another one called "Your Daddy's Name," and which was a song. I don't know did you guys hear that today? Did you play that one?
Yes, we heard all the clips.
Yeah. That one, about a student of a teacher going to Washington, D.C. to put her hand on this teacher's dad's name on the wall. And it was just so well written. What a great song. And "I've Been Thinking" and "What Love Needs" and "All Right With Me" are all songs that, I graded high in this category. Originality, you know, you could just probably give just about all of them a 10. But 3 exceptional ones. I thought Snacks and Naps and Graffiti My Heart was just a extremely original song. And
don't you just love that title, Graffiti My Heart? That's the best title.
that is such a great title. That and When the World Begins Again too. What a great love song that is. You know, and the hard thing about writing love songs is that how do you write something that hasn't already been said? And there's a great example of it. You know, we've heard, you know, we all want that lost love to come back, and what a great way to say it. And I think if that song got shopped around, it would be just a matter of time before somebody would pick that up. So again, a lot of other ones scoring high. So that's just my general synopsis. And I wrote a little about every song, and I wish I could write more about all of them. I just don't have a lot of time. And as Barb might have mentioned, I had a hell of a battle in and out of the hospital all year with COVID. So fortunately, the last month or two, it's been getting a little better. So I wish, you know, I was looking forward to this because it kind of lifts me up to do this every year. So in third place, I picked the song Between Heaven and the Ground, which we just heard. And I'll just read what I wrote about. I enjoyed this a lot, as the melody and the feel of the song is amazing. And between heaven and the ground, I put between heaven and hell in there. So I have to edit that, Barb. I think I sent that to you. So I'll send you another copy. I just noticed I got a grammatical error. There was another song in the competition called Heaven and Hell. But this is Between Heaven and the Ground. And Between Heaven and the Ground, such a great hook. And if you just read that hook, and that's it, your mind, and that's all, you know, your mind can go somewhere else. You know, it could be all kinds of things you think of. I never thought when I read the title that this was going to be about flight.
Yeah, I didn't either. And it's such a great story. It's so well told. He really tells the whole story. We have whole clips. We're going to play the whole song.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, go ahead. You want to go ahead and play the whole song?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'll talk a little more about it.
Troy, you have to unmute. You're muted, Troy. There we go.
8 days shy of Christmas, 19 in our 3. On the coast of Carolina, my brother and me, we stood atop the sand hills by the Albemarle Sound, with a mind to sail across the open sky between heaven and the ground. Well, we hail from Ohio, working men of modest means. Folks said that we were crazy for fooling with flying machines. They said, remember poor old Icarus, how he came crashing down. God would have gave men wings if they belonged between heaven and the ground. When I close my eyes at night, the vision is the same. I see a sleek machine take flight, and I hear the clouds whisper my name. Those that doubt our intentions, they will never understand how it feels to burn with passion, to build a dream with your hands, with your own hands. off the water, as on the hill we stood, next to our winged invention, made of wire, cloth, and wood. My brother cranked the engine, my heart began to pound. I climbed aboard and set a course between heaven and the ground. And if I lived 1,000 lifetimes, I would not forget the day I rose into the cool morning air and I watched the earth fall away. There above the sand hills, by the Albemarle Sound, two boys from Ohio touched the sky. Between heaven and the ground, we proved that day that dreams could fly between heaven and the ground.
Man, what a song. What a song. I mean, you just kind of get lost listening to that song. You start thinking about things and you know, and you can clearly see someone, you know, a bunch of people sitting around a campfire, and I think that's a Mike Ryan song. I think I just heard him do it. Him sitting there and everybody just mesmerized by that song, or sitting on a stool in a club. You know, that is just it's that kind of song that it just grabs your attention and keeps you. And I just love it. I don't. The melody is simple. It doesn't go high, doesn't go low. There's not a lot of moving around with the melody, but it's just perfect with the lyric.
Great opening line. Great
What's
opening. Great opening line.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and then the line, "The clouds whisper my name." I mean, good, really great lyrics.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, I'd like to ask Mike though, which brother was it singing the song? Because you were talking about the brother. Is it Orville or Wilbur was singing? Which is irrelevant, but I was just the geek in me wants to know.
I believe Wilbur went up first.
Oh, okay. All right. So Orville must be singing, right? Yeah. So, but you know, and in my only comment on the song, I don't even know if I have a critique. I try to add a little input if this was my song. I don't know if I would change anything because I love it as it is, but from a commercial perspective, which has nothing to do with the way I judge, I thought when I first read the title, it might be about love between heaven and the ground. And I thought, well, God, well, you could change just a couple of lines and it becomes about love and a new way to talk about love. And that might, it might have a little more commercial perspective, especially in the national and the folk world. But with that said, I love it exactly how it is. You know, I just thought it could be a little more commercially viable, but that's not what a songwriting competition is. You know, we're not judging songs on commercial viability here, right? And because there's a lot of great songs that have made it are not necessarily great songs, and a lot of great songs that haven't made it that you know, are just not commercially viable. So you know, I would experiment with it a little if you're interested in changing. If you're not, then that's your prerogative, and it's great as it is. So with that said, great job, Mike. It is a fantastic song, and it's the other thing about it too is I could not listen to it for 5 years and come back to it and see the name, and I know exactly what song it is. I'll remember that melody forever, even with the number of songs that we all listen to. It's just one of those things, you're not going to forget that song. So congrats. And by the way, on production note, great recording of the vocal too. That vocal, that's one of the, it was just a really good recording as well. Now, the other, it's pretty obvious with the second place winner that I don't know who the writer is, because the third place winner is the second place winner too. Mike also wrote a song called Some Goodbyes, and I was not aware of any of Mike's music until just this contest. And
Roy sent me a list of winners, and I sent back, I had to, before today, yesterday, I guess, I emailed you back so you would know who they were, because you had no idea. You knew the song titles, but you had no idea who the songwriters were.
That's right. That's the only reason I knew is because Barb sent that note back yesterday. And I'm glad I don't know. I don't think it would affect the outcome. But the song Some Goodbyes, and I think I mentioned just a second ago about, just leaving home and leaving your mother. What a hook. And, we hear lots of songs about leaving, but this is a song about a son leaving home and talking about the advice his mother gave him as he was getting ready to go. A couple lines in that song, she tells her son, he'll find love with this advice. You'll swear that she's your forever love, but the first one almost never is. And what an excellent line. And as he's leaving, he sings, "We both laughed a little when she said, I'm too tough to cry," which I think is right at the front part of the song, which just reminded me of my mom. I don't think I've seen my mother cry ever. And maybe at her mother's funeral, but that was about it in my whole life. And so it just made me, it connected with me. And I think it probably connects with everybody like that to some degree.
Me too.
Yeah.
Should we hear the
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Should we play the clip of the whole of the song? We'd like to hear it again.
Sorry about that.
Kiss me on the forehead, wiped a tear out of her eye. We both laughed a little when she said, good thing I'm too tough to cry. She said, I knew you'd be a man one day, but didn't think it'd be so soon. The years just seemed to drift away like clouds across the moon. She said, damned if time don't fly, like a sparrow on a wing. No use asking why. Change is just the way of things. Thought I'd be ready, so strong and steady, when I had to face this day. But some goodbyes are harder than others to say. She said at times you'll be lonely, sad as an orphan child. You'll try to kill the pain with whiskey, but you'll just put it to sleep for a while. And one day you'll feel the rush of a woman's soft touch, and you'll taste her caramel apple kiss. You'll swear that she's your forever love, but the first one almost never is. And she said, damned if time don't fly, like a sparrow on a wing. No use asking why. Change is just the way of things. thought I'd be ready, so strong and steady, when I had to face this day. But some goodbyes are harder than others to say. And you'll see wrongs unrighted and love unrequited and acts of kindness too. You'll lie beneath a million stars, wonder if one burns for you. She gave me one last long embrace, said this'll always be your home. With a weathered hand she touched my face and said it's time to let you go. She said, damned if time don't fly, like a sparrow on a wing, no use asking why. Change is just the way of things, and I thought I'd be ready, so strong and steady, when I had to face this day. But some goodbyes are harder than others to say.
Great work, Mike. Just listening to it again and listening to you play it live was just thank you for that. It's you know, it's one of these songs too. If you read the lyric by itself, it's good, but when you hear it with melody, that songwriting, that is like a perfect simple melody for that song. And the other point I made about this song is it reminded me a little in this context of a song we had in the contest years ago called Stand in Line. I mean, a long time ago, it must have been 10 or 15 years ago. And it was by a girl named Jenna Dre, and I think she was from Florida. And where I made the comment in that song that every line in the song could be a hook in another song. And that's kind of how I felt about Some Goodbyes. If you read that lyric, it's really good. When you hear it with a melody, you think, my God, that could be a hook in another song. Just really, it's just really so well written. The lyrics are so working with melody. Great work. And I wrote here, and now I know this, my guess is the song was worked and crafted, as this is certainly done by a writer who has a lot of songs under the belt. Congrats on, and I don't think this is the song that just came out like that. My guess is Mike put a lot of time into getting this right. It just is an awesome piece of music, Mike. Thanks for that. Barb, did you have anything to add to that song?
You said it all.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, what great lyric, you know, beautiful melody. I love this song. And what you said before about it brings a tear to my eye every time I hear it.
Yeah.
And that's the truth part of it. That's a big 10 in the truth, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get those little bumps on your arms, or, you know, you get a tear in your eye, or you can just feel your heart stop for a second, man, that's when you know you're listening to a great song. Yeah. Especially when you listen to it the first time. So again, congrats to Mike, and great work. And I don't know if in this contest that I've ever had picked the same writer even in the top 5, let alone the top 3. So for that reason, I'm glad I don't know who it is until the end. And as I've said so many times before, it's really difficult for an instrumental to win any songwriting competition. In the past, I think I've only picked one to win, and maybe just a few have placed in the top 5 over the years, at least in this contest. And I've listened to all the songs quite often, but from the first listen through this year, there was one stuck in my head, and the melody just kept going over and over in my head. It was almost like in the same concept, but not the same type of song, but when you heard that Close Encounters of the Third Kind, you know, that da na 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 na, that what is it, 151 whatever it is, and you hear that and it just kind of gets stuck with you for a while because it's such a great melodic hook. And that's what happened here. And all I could think of with this song is to describe it was easy, genius, humble, intellectual, and how respectful it was. And that's how I described the piece. And if I can describe it a little, Barb, and then we'll listen to it. And then if you don't mind, I'll just describe a little of my thoughts and then I can comment again. But it's a simple drum beat in 6/8 time. And it just starts with a very light bass and a snare. And generally, though, if I'm listening to those songs, those types of songs to evaluate for film and TV, it doesn't make it to 10 seconds if that's how it starts, because I know my customers they're going to turn it off too. But this went on till 12 seconds in, and then it begins on a B note, high B, and just kind of works its way down on each eighth note of the measure to the fifth below it, and then it kind of repeats a similar pattern on the D below. And you know, they always say go to the six. If you're not sure where you're going with the next line, start on the six, and that's exactly what they did here. For the most part, the rhythm is repeated through the whole piece. And then you'll hear a couple mechanical stops. And then you'll hear the arrangement pick up steam a little at 135. And it kind of feels like it's going to explode, like the song's going to build and it's going to explode. You know, these great instrumentals have these peaks and valleys, you know. And this one, you kind of feel like this, but it never happens. And I thought at first, maybe I was disappointed, but then I thought, God, this is really genius when I listened to it over and over again. So go ahead, let's play it, and then I can comment a little more. is just a simple song that first of all, I think production wise, I think there's a lot more that could have been done, maybe a little better mix, maybe sound selection could have been a little better, but I kept waiting for it just to build, and it did kind of explode there when the sopranos came in there, maybe about 2 minutes into the song. And I wrote in my notes here that they just left a Carl Orff session, singing Carmina Burana, and came over here to sing this. And because they did add a little to that. And I thought right then it was just going to detonate, but it didn't. It almost did, but it didn't. And you can almost hear the training in the writer, coupled with the natural talent in the magic of this piece is what they didn't play. You kind of feel like you just want to jump all over this and jam on it and play it. And we want to cram in as much as possible sometimes, but this is just, it captivated me with its simplicity. And I'd love to hear more from that writer. It's not my favorite genre, but it probably will end up in my personal collection. I'd like to hear it with maybe some different sounds and a little better mix. Drums were a little loud, but I just felt that you could replace that melody, that da 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 da, with a flute, with a guitar, with anything. And it's such a captivating melody, and it's so simple. It's 6 notes or 7 notes, I think. Just so simple. And that's why I ranked it number 1, because it just it could translate to almost any situation, whether it could be a country song with a steel guitar, or it could be an orchestra singing, the violins playing the lead. But that's why I picked it number 1. So congratulations to that writer, and I'm not sure who that was, Barb. I
Thierry
read the name.
Coupay.
Oh,
Thierry Coupay, St. Anne, Quebec, Canada.
Oh, yeah.
He won all 3 positions in the instrumental category. So,
did he?
Yeah, he
Did he?
did.
I didn't realize that was him. I have heard his stuff in the past. He's been a member of our site for a while, but I wouldn't have associated that with him. That's good for him. It's great.
Well, thank you so much, Roy, for taking your time to come and join us. We really appreciate it. And Harri, why don't we get a gallery up on the screen? And while I thank everybody for being here, our performers and our judges and all of our presenters, get the gallery of pictures of everybody if we can. Do I need to do that, or can you do that, Harri? Hopefully you can do that.
It's on the screen now. You can't see it, but it'll be on the video.
Oh, okay, good. And then a big thanks to Harri Harri Hewlett, that is, for video direction today. You did a great job. And Troy Inslee for the audio clips. And Ben Halim did all the certificates. And our sponsors are Casio and Joe Music and Broad Jam and Between the Waves and Colorado Capo. So thank you all for being here. We ran over 45 minutes, but what a great show. Thank everybody so much. And so long. You want to say goodbye, Michael?
Yes, I want to thank Roy in particular. Roy, you do such a great job. I look forward to hearing your reviews every year. They are inspiring in themselves. I think they inspire all of us to do better, get your attention. You're so good.